All right, Casey Gray back again from The Conscious Builder. We're getting a lot of questions lately on insurance, not necessarily through the show, but through clients we've been working with. There's been some insurance claims lately, flooding, one fire actually, which is really unfortunate. Insurance is very interesting in the sense that it's one of those things we purchase, but we hope we never have to use. And in construction, it's definitely something you want to purchase and you hope you never have to use. Now, there's a couple different ways we can talk about insurance in construction, but let's first talk about the most common one, at least happens in our area, is the flooding, and how that works in the process, at least that we've experienced with insurance companies and the homeowners working with it. So let's assume you have a basement, it's finished, your basement floods for whatever reason it may be, it is covered by insurance. The insurance company has companies that they work with. They're going to come in, they quote it. Typically, in our experience, the way those companies quote is going to be based on linear footage, square footage, whatever the materials, how many linear feet of baseboard are we installing, how many square foot of drywall, flooring, all of that stuff. And their prices don't necessarily reflect what you had in that basement. So make sure you keep a record of all the work that you had done within your basement, in this case, for example, to make sure that you're going to be able to get the replacement cost for it. Make sure you update your insurance, for that matter, on that case. Because what's happened, at least the clients that have come to us, is they were getting quotes that were way too low for what was down there, and in some cases they took this opportunity to make it better, right? So one thing I can say about insurance is that you can always talk to them and negotiate and make sure that whatever the number they give you, you can talk to them about it and make sure that they explain how they got to that number. And what we've done with some clients in the past is that they just ended up taking that money from the insurance company and putting it towards upgrading their basement because they hadn't done their basement in 20 years, for example. So there's always ways to work with it. In my experience, insurance companies are willing to work with you. You just have to make sure that you're willing to work with them as well and be patient because it's never a quick process. Another example that has come up more recently was a fire, unfortunately, and it's kind of playing out the same sort of way. Insurance quotes are coming in lower than what it cost to actually build the house because it was building beyond building code. So really do your due diligence, make sure you have the proper insurance in place, make sure that you're actually going to get insured for what you're building if you're building something brand new. If you are building brand new and you're managing your project, please look into what's called builder's risk insurance. That's what it's called here. I was just speaking with somebody the other day who is managing their own house, and he's like, oh, I didn't think of insurance while we were building it, right? So that's definitely something you're going to want to get. Warranty is one thing, insurance is another thing. You want both. Once again, hopefully you don't have to necessarily use either of them, but you want both of them for your project. But if you have any more specific questions, I'm definitely not an insurance agent by any stretch of the imagination, but I can speak from the experience that we've had in working with people who have had to deal with insurance companies.
Hey, this is Casey from The Conscious Builder. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag AskCaseyG. Be sure to watch. Every Tuesday there's a new episode coming out. We have a net zero home that's underway that we're going to be recording and putting episodes out on, as well as I recently sat down with Tim Priddle at the Wood Source, had a great interview and a tour of all the really cool stuff that he's doing here in Ottawa. So stay tuned. Thanks again for watching, and see you on the next one.